All right, greetings everybody. Appreciate y'all joining us here today. All right, we are here to talk about going to Egypt, of all places in the world. That's the conversation today. Let me know in the comments, why does Egypt entice you, right? Let me throw y'all a curveball because I always ask you where you're from. I always do that, but why Egypt? Why do you want to go to Egypt? And why is that on is it on your bucket list? Did you grow up learning about it? Is it the Great Pyramids? Like what exactly is it about it that you want to see? And we got a good surprise today because I'll be sharing one of our video footages of the whole experience, right? So rather than me just talking all day and trying to tell you how amazing this trip is or this experience is, I'll just opt to show you opt to show you through one of our videos. So I'm still going to give my overview and a little bit of conversation and setup for the discussion today or for the presentation. Yeah, I got that. Bam. All right. I don't see my comments. Y'all ain't sharing with me today, huh? Nobody wants to tell me why Egypt, why you want to go, why it interests you so. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. I understand. I ain't got y'all. I'm a big boy. You ain't gotta hurt my feelings. Now, I would like to know though, what is it about Egypt that attracts you? Oh, give me a 0 in the comments if you've never been to Africa. Give me a 1, 2, or 3, all right, whatever it is, the number of times that you've been. I'm assuming that everyone hasn't been to Egypt yet, and that's why they are showing interest. Patricia says it's always been on her bucket list. Okay, I love that. 0, it's on my bucket list. All right, bucket list is the thing. I literally changed something from bucket list. All right. Uh, okay, Patricia's been and Eric has been to Africa. Where have y'all been so far? And I'm gonna go ahead and fire up this discussion, so I'm not taking up too much of your time this evening. Oh, got a quick video for you. Check this out.
You know that feeling when your soul recognizes a place. I never understood it until my trip to Ghana with Sankofa experiences. Standing on the shores of Cape Coast, something in me just clicked, like my DNA remembered what my mind never knew. These aren't typical vacations. They're journeys back to ourselves. When you walk through those ancient doorways in Egypt or feel the rhythm of drums in Ghana, you start to piece together parts of you that were scattered by histories. And I've traveled to lots of places, but nothing hits like Africa. The way people welcome you, the food that somehow tastes familiar, the land that feels like it's been waiting for you. Like I came back different, more grounded, more whole, like I'd found pieces of myself I didn't even know were missing.
Excellent, excellent. Is that the kind of experience that we're looking for when we go to the continent? And to those of you that have been, was that your experience? Was there some sort of reconnection that you made? And for those that haven't been, is that what you're looking for? Part of the experience, right? So let me know what y'all think down
You know
in the
that
comments. Oh, I
feeling
didn't realize
when
I
you're
was going to autoplay. All right, but at 86 years old, this young man thought he had seen it all, but he was in for a big surprise. So I'm going to pick that story up here in just a moment. I'll tell you who that young man is if you aren't familiar. But who's talking at me? My name is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. Black history is not only my life, it is the life of the company, right? The story of the company is all centered around Black history and culture. We've had the opportunity to speak at these wonderful organizations about Black history and culture and our experiences. But I say the story of my life and the story of Urban Intellectuals started almost 100 years ago because of the young man behind me in this photograph. This is us at the West Coast um, dungeon there in Ghana, right? This is our first experience to the continent, right? That first touchdown experience. But I say that the company almost started 100 years ago because he's 95 years young today, and he's really the inspiration behind my love for Black history. So I say it started with his birth. Um, But since then, we've gone on to found the company, started in 2015, December of 2015. So we're coming up on 10 years in business. Our Black History flashcards, you may have seen these before. Hopefully you have several decks or several editions of them, and you passing them out as gifts and birthdays and graduation presents and all that good stuff. But this is our Black History flashcard deck. It's our most popular series as a company. But we sold over 500,000 decks, 200,000 customers in all 50 states and 64 countries around the world, and growing, right? Having a good year this year so far. Here's a quick video overview of the company. I think this interview does a good job of giving you a good idea of who we are. Oh, and in the comments, let me know in the comments if this is your first time with me or Urban Intellectuals in any one of these Zoom platforms. This is your first time, give me a 1. If not, just give me a 2 or more while this plays.
CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. Good morning, Freddie. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing today?
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for being with us. First, tell us about Urban Intellectuals. What is this?
Our Urban Intellectuals makes it fun and easy to learn Black history. That is our mission. That is our core responsibility. And we created a suite of Black history products and services designed to rewrite the narrative about Black and African people in the world.
Obviously very important. How'd you come up with the idea for Urban Intellectuals?
Oh, I love to say that it started almost 100 years ago because my father's 95 years old. He's still alive, born in 1929, but he instilled in me the importance of understanding our history and our culture and the pride and respect that it instills inside of us. And while my children were matriculating through the school district, I couldn't believe that the limited discussion about the contributions to humanity that Black people have made were minuscule at best. And I kept thinking somebody should do something. Somebody should do something. In 2016, I became somebody.
You were the somebody that did something, right? And typically, probably the conversations were in February.
Yes, typically centered around February, centered around the same 8 to 12 people every single year, which no disrespect to them and their contributions, which is amazing, but there's so much more glorious.
A lot more. Okay, so you've got a very cool product.
Thank you.
That kind of makes it fun, right? Makes it fun. Tell me about your flashcards.
Our Black History flashcards feature 52 cards in each deck. There's actually 6 in the series, so we have
6 volumes.
6 volumes in the series.
Cards,
so we're really expanding the conversation centered around Black and African contributions to humanity. I like to have that conversation because this is really the story of the world, right? Black history is world history, and too often it's the missing pages of world history. So
and I see on here 1968 Olympics.
Yes.
Bessie Coleman, Black Wall Street. So just all different things to kind of bring it to light.
Bring it to light, and expand the conversation in a easy to understand format. Because on the back of the cards are just simple bullet pointed information about the people. And the first time that you're exposed to it, it just opens your mind and makes you more curious and thirsty for more.
Who are these for?
These are for just about everyone. We have people who are using them with their young children, as young as 18 months, all the way to 95. I'll cap it there with my father's age because most of us aren't exposed to this information, so it's new to all of us.
And you also have playing cards. That's fun.
Yes, so we infuse Black history and culture into everything that we do. So instead of playing with a regular deck of playing cards, we have powerful Black imagery weaved into the playing card deck.
Exposure. What is this? This looks like fun.
Yes.
I don't know how you do a mystery puzzle, though.
You don't know what the finished product looks like, so that's the challenge, but I can tell you there's Black history wrapped up inside.
Sure, okay. Is it all the same, or is every box different?
The future editions will be different. This particular one is the same right now, but as we expand the line, we're definitely going to do more.
Right. And what else? You guys aren't just in the playing card and flashcard business.
Oh, no. We actually have 19 physical products centered around Black history and culture, but we take it a step further, and we have classes that we teach live Black history to children inside of the Sankofa Club. You can see that at sankofaclub.com, and to adults as well inside of our Sankofa Circle. But we don't stop there. We actually take people on Black history travel experiences to Africa and beyond.
That's so great. What do people, how do people, when they come back from something like that, how do they?
Oh, you're
speechless, probably.
Speechless, totally transformed. Because it's one thing to learn about the history and the culture. It's another thing to go see it and experience it for yourself. Be exposed to the food, the culture, the people. It's just a beautiful conversation. You come back changed.
Yeah, I bet. And you've been on several of these, I presume.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I really enjoy it. I love watching the people have these experiences and go through these breakthroughs and breaking down the misconceptions about the contributions of Black and African people to the world.
Where can we go for more information about Urban Intellectuals?
You can go to urbanintellectuals.com, and on all platforms we are Urban Intellectuals.
Okay, perfect. And you got.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So that's a bit of an overview. I'm listening to that and I'm thinking, oh man, I should have jumbled my presentation just a little bit because as she mentioned, I've been on several of these. I just got back late last month from Ethiopia with our crew. So I got a little picture of that in here, but I got a quick slide about Target. We had a Target disaster. I just don't want you to think that everything has been, I put this in here because I don't want you to think that everything has always gone perfect for our organization, right? There's been highs, there's been lows, and definitely our disaster during Black History Month in Target in 2023 was one of the lows. I mean, it ended in a profit. So, I mean, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for us, but it was really an embarrassing situation where many of our products weren't put on the shelves, right, during Black History Month. They were kept in the back. So it was just really bad exposure for our company because we're sending our customers into Target excited about the opportunity, and you know they're not having the greatest of experience finding us. So everything hasn't been hunky dory, right? We mentioned that we have the Sankofa Club, so this is where we teach live Black history to children. Inside of this club, we have over 420 classes are available there, so it's kind of like a Netflix of Black history. And there's been over 2,500 students that matriculated through the program. It's available 24/7. We do the same with adults inside of the Sankofa Circle. There's over 45 classes. I need to update that number. I believe we were over 50. Had over 300 students, and again, available 24/7, but we teach live Black history and culture inside of there. And I mentioned all of this to not impress you, but to impress upon you that at our core, we are a Black history empowerment company. This is what we do 24/7 here at the organization, pushing the narrative of Black history is world history. It's a history that we all deserve to know more about. So back to the young man that I was talking about earlier. This is in 2016, this young man came to me and told me that he wanted to go to Africa. And this is my father. You probably put that together, right, from my discussion about him earlier. But in 2016, he tells me he wants to go to Africa. I thought he had been, he's pretty well traveled. So I just thought it was interesting he hadn't gone. So as they say, like a good son, I got my man to the continent in 2017. This is us leaving Detroit Metro Airport, wearing our Ghana shirts, headed to Ghana. That's my mom dropping us off. She passed in 2019, so she got to see her guys go to Africa. So that was a good experience there. She wasn't coming with us. Mama ain't getting on no plane. She was one of them, right? But this is us when we touched down there in Ghana, having that experience for the first time. Some people talked about it. You just kind of never forget that first time when you touch down. So I'm always trying to capture Dad and his experiences while we're traveling. He's 87 years young in this particular photograph. So it's never too late, but don't wait too long, right? This is us 2017 at the door of no return. Yes, Patricia, we'll have more coming up. But yeah, so this is us 2017, the door of no return. That's what I talked about. This hangs in my living room. And it's always a constant reminder that everybody should have these experiences. 2018, we went on to southern Spain. We went into Granada, specifically hopped the waters, went into Morocco, had an experience over there. 19, we did some domestic travel. 2020, y'all know it was the pandemic and all of that. But my man came to me in 2021, 2022, and told me he wanted to go to Egypt. So, you know, like a good son, had to get my man there. But not only did we just take him, we actually was our first inaugural trip in October of 2022 to taking our group to Egypt. It took 40 individuals, families. You see the children in the front as well. Oh, Patricia says my dad wants to go also. He's gonna love it. He's gonna love it. But since then, we've taken on 10 African countries, 36 trips, and serviced 425 people on these life-changing experiences, some of which have gone 2 and 3 times with us and gearing up for their 4th trip as well, right? So we're doing something right. But these are some of the images over the time period of us traveling in the different places throughout the continent. This year we'll be adding Brazil to the mix, Brazil and Nigeria as well. So we did Ethiopia, Morocco for the first time last month as a group, right? I took Dad individually. This is Dad and I traveling. Again, that was in Morocco on the left, Egypt, that's him in Egypt in the middle there. And then this is us in Cuba last year. He's 94 in that particular picture, 93 in the Egypt shot as well, right? And he's ready to go to South Africa now. So I'm trying to get him on this trip to South Africa. So we're going to see. I mentioned I was just getting back from Ethiopia in March last month. It was a beautiful experience. This is me outside the Rock churches there in Lalibela. Beautiful experience. And definitely one that I recommend for everybody, right? But I feel the same way about Egypt. So we're going to get into that. But the significance of Sankofa, right? I don't know if you caught it or you noticed, right? Our company name is Urban Intellectuals, but these different elements of our business utilizes this word Sankofa. And Sankofa is a Twi word out of the Ghana region that means to go back and get it. So we take it as go back and get your history, go back and get your culture, go back and get your people and bring them forward with you in the future. So this is why you always see us talking about the Sankofa Club, the Sankofa Circle, Sankofa Legacy Program, right? Sankofa Experiences. This is what we're doing in all of the facets and elements of our business is going back to get our history and our culture and empower our people with it. So why the Sankofa Experiences? Because again, at our core, we are a history company. Now, again, if you're looking for Mai Tais and a lot of beach time, which some of our trips we get beach time, right? But that's not going to be the essence and partying. That's not the focus of this trip. We're going to have fun, but we're going to be enlightened and we're going to have all the experiences that we desire from a trip to Egypt, right? Or a trip to Africa, or wherever it is that you go with us. But today we are talking about going into Egypt, right? Kemet, some might say, to get some of the deep, rich history out of there. And we got a surprise because this young lady here is one of our world changers inside of the Sankofa Club and the Sankofa Circle. And this year, Miss Gwen is going to Egypt for the first time. She is super excited. We're super excited for her as well in October. She's going in the October trip. So it's going to be beautiful to experience this land that she been teaching so long and teaching so well on to, again, children and adults in the school systems and the churches and organizations and here inside of Urban Intellectuals. So we're really excited about getting Sister Gwen there. Sister Gwen, are you on? Can I get a feeling like what are you most excited about? We didn't plan this, y'all. We noticed earlier that she was on, but I don't know if can you unmute? It might not be.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me? All right.
Yes.
I'm walking. I'm doing two things. Today's my son's birthday, and I'm listening to his sermon and listening to you. So I am so excited. And my husband is going with me too, and he was holding the phone. And so I am so excited. I told the kids, if you want to come with me, come with me. I'm going to tell the adults. I think I'm gonna have to switch class, but either tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll be telling them to come with me too if they want to come. But I am so excited I just keep thinking that when I put my feet on home, I'm just going to have my box of tissues, tell them what I might do, depending on how the ground looks. I might be, giving a hand kiss to it. But I am really excited. I have some questions too. So I'm going to wait till you give your presentation. and then I'll ask my questions because you might answer them
Okay.
while you're giving the presentation. But yeah, because I was trying to make plane reservation, I just got totally confused. So
Okay. Okay.
and that might be some other people's thoughts too. So anyway, yes, I'm so excited. And if you all are thinking about it, we'll all be going together October 25th to November 2nd. So, and I got that date seared in my head because I was saying, wait a minute, when am I going home? And yes, and please explain about getting there because it's some of the planes if you take the plane on that day, you're not going to get there till the Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm learning as I'm going, but yeah, so give whatever guidance you can for that, and then we'll ask questions. But my husband will be holding the phone, but I did want to tell everybody I am so excited, and I'm excited to see you all. Freddie, are you going?
I may. I'm still finalizing my travel schedule later in the year. I may just be on the
Okay.
continent, so I'll just come on over. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to situate to get
Oh, okay. All right then.
there.
All right. So hopefully we'll see most of you or all of you or some of you. So yeah, let's go. Let's go home.
I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you, sister.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, all right. She's excited. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, let me get into some of this so I can make sure I answer particularly her questions. You're right. You probably do have the same questions, right? So I'll definitely dive into as many of those as I can. I'm just excited about the sister getting there. We've been talking about this for a while, y'all. So this is great. And the hubby gets to go. All right. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. All right. So what's all included in the tour, right? So our historical guided tours and lectures, ground transportation to and from the scheduled destination does not include international airfare. Double occupancy or single occupancy is available. Hotel upgrades are available upon request. There'll be additional fees. I can tell you you're going to stay in some really nice places, so don't worry about it. Wi-Fi, spa, bar, restaurant, room service, fitness center, swimming pool, meeting rooms, air conditioned, wheelchair accessible. All of those things are available on the properties that we go to. There's a Nile cruise. There's a 3-day cruise down the Nile, y'all. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included in this as well. What's not included? What's not included is your passport, your visa, your travel insurance, your medical travel insurance, right? So we definitely recommend one that you insure this trip, right? It's not a little bit of money, so you want to make sure that you insure it. Number two, you want to get travel insurance with medical because heavens forbid something happens to you while you're on international property or outside of the U.S. It's likely that your medical insurance won't cover it. And it's pretty expensive. They just charge a lot to foreigners. That just is what it is. This is why we say get travel insurance with medical, so you're well taken care of. Oh, drinks aren't included, nor are gratuities, right? So if you're getting alcoholic beverage or even a soda, that's just a little bit of an extra charge, right? Let me keep going. But here, right, okay. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of the particulars so we can go into this. But this is a video overview of the experience there in Egypt. I was going to talk about this and, kind of like the presentations that I do, like I explain the stuff to you. And the team was like, you know what? Why don't you just show them everything? So sit back, relax, take a look at this, and then we'll definitely I'll fill in the numbers and all of that good stuff, and then answer any questions on the back end. But take a look and listen to this and enjoy.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Egypt. How are you doing? Good. First thing I want to do is to bring up the man, the founder, the visionary of Urban Intellectuals. Please put your hands together for Mr. Freddie Taylor.
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for y'all showing up, because we didn't know, right? Like, we met in January of earlier this year. I met with Brother Jay, And it was like, man, I really want to do this. I really want to do it. We've been talking about it for years, actually. And in January, we just said, you know what? We gonna do this thing, right? And then look at the turnout. I'm blown away. Changing the world one child at a time, one mind at a time. We'd love to start with yours. This is the latest way that we're doing that with our Black History Travel Experiences, the Urban Intellectual But this is just the beginning, right? This is the first trip of many. Hopefully you can come to us as we conquer the rest of the continent and see more and more of our history up close and personal. And just to think that all of this started from a deck of flashcards, right? How many of you have the flashcards? Anybody got them?
I just want to testify to the how great this brother's flashcards are. We do them with our sons every morning on the way into school. And for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to pick up the flashcards, you'll learn something every day.
Wow, the pyramids and seeing the Sphinx. Some of the really main things that when you think of Egypt, you think of the pyramids and the Sphinx, but I didn't know that there were so much other things to see, like the temples and so forth. So I'm enjoying the trip, I really am.
You know the pyramids are big. The Great Pyramid of Giza, you know it's big. You have no clue until you get there. You may have read in books and seen the pictures. You have no understanding of what it's like until you go inside and climb up.
How did I feel? The pyramids were unbelievable, you know, in respect to, I've seen pictures of the pyramids, you know, over.
How large they are in real life, in person, you know, not on TV, not in a picture book, but in real life. For me, I said a person that comes from Brownsville, Brooklyn, grew up in New York City housing projects, I would never thought I'd be here. And it's amazing.
Kids are having a great time learning, traveling, playing with the other kids.
The temples, to actually see the statues, the pictures on the walls, just to see the grandeur of the temples and the statues, just how large they are.
It didn't compare to the postcards I saw. Even video and photos of others who have been here.
Oh my God, this is amazing. And the just the sights, the knowledge. I think the tour prince has been excellent with information. He's given me, in undergrad, I was a Black Studies major, and so I knew a lot of information about Africa, but he's given me information I didn't know about Egypt per se.
It was just amazing that thousands of years ago, my people, man.
Every Black person needs to touch Africa to learn about who we are. We are more than slaves. We are kings and queens and inventors and all of those things. We're smart. And the American history that we get about who we are is so not true. So if you want to know the truth about who you are and where you came from, you need to get on one of these trips.
It's cool in the morning. It's one of the best times to visit the tombs, and at the places that we've gone, it's not very crowded and it's comfortable. The places that we visited have been life-changing. I mean, you really see where our history began.
It's like I was saying, the energy for the other people. They'll experience something that maybe in a lifetime they'll never experience. For some reason or another, the continent exudes a different type of energy, you know, and it makes you feel more relaxed, as though you've been away a long time, you know, but now you're back, you know. That's
Feeling at home.
Feeling at home.
Black History flashcards to Black History reality.
Amazing blue colors representing the sky.
It's just amazing. Hatshepsut, the holy woman, is buried inside the Valley of Kings, and it's just something that's really amazing to experience. You should experience it with us. Magnitude of everything is really quite an experience. It's something that you'll never forget, right? And that's why we're here. That's why we're having this experience. That's why we started the Urban Intellectuals Travel Movement to bring Black history to life. We started with flashcards. We're graduating to bringing Africa, bringing home to reality for our community. What an opportunity.
This is Buster Elite.
It was real important to us that they could connect to something bigger than that, something earlier than that. And we've seen that here in Egypt.
All right, good morning, good people. We are in the city of Edfu this morning at the Edfu Temple, right? You can see how it looks here on the kind of see the size and the scope of what we're experiencing this morning. But I know you're seeing it on the pictures, you're seeing it on the videos that we're sharing, but really nothing, everything pales in comparison to what you're experiencing when you're there in person, right? Seeing it in
in person is much different, like size and scope, level of detail, the impact, the feeling, the emotions really come out of you when you're here. You see a lot of people are starting to show up this morning because the information is so powerful and so interesting that you just got to be here, right, to check it out. Again, the size and the scope of what we're experiencing is really something else. The only thing that's missing here is you. You should join us on our Urban Intellectuals travel movement so that you can experience the history and the culture all throughout the country of Egypt with us.
Kamumbu, by the way, guys, it's located about 45 kilometers north of Aswan.
Urban Intellectuals!
Tell the people that didn't make it on the trip, what did they miss?
Everything. No?
Just being here, having the opportunity to travel with urban intellectuals. I've been following you guys for years. I started out with the flashcards for my sons, and when I saw, do you want to go to Egypt? I immediately hit yes.
You received all of this knowledge, but you didn't even feel like you were being taught anything. It was pleasant, it was wonderful, and I just feel like a totally different person having learned all of this wonderful, interesting stuff without having to sit in a boring old classroom.
Learning school, they're not teaching this, and it's better for them to come see it, because the school will never teach them this. They'll teach them one or two things, ancient Egypt, and move on to the next phase or whatever. But for them to come here it's better. It's just better.
What was being taught here is not being taught in this school, and he actually has ancient Egypt in his class as a topic this year. So I thought it would be interesting and better for him to actually be in Egypt to get the information and be able to take it back to his classroom so he can share what he's learned here back to his classroom and add to, whatever the teachers taught, but being able to let them know what he actually saw.
The food is great. And if you've traveled internationally, you know that that's not always the case. Even if you're the type to enjoy experimenting, sometimes you'll find that stuff just doesn't agree with you. We have not had that issue here. We've been pleasantly surprised.
The Middle Eastern kind of foods, that's what I'm accustomed to eating when I go to their events. I've had the foods before. So I was looking forward to coming to this trip just to have that familiar food again. Yeah, so it's been good.
The food has been great. I'm gonna just say that the food has been great. I want a hamburger.
I love local culture, and that's all I've had since I've been here. The food has been delicious. I've tried new things. I always try new things, but the food here has been wonderful and delicious and different, and it's just part of this culture, and you need to experience it.
Why they need to be here? Oh, because if you want to have fun, if you want to have the truth, and if you want to have the best experience, come to this trip.
Love to travel anyway, so just to have a educationally based travel experience, to learn more about the motherland, Africa, and to find out mainly the truth, you know, and you are able to find out the truth when you meet more of the locals, of course. And so, you know, just the opportunity to come to Africa, particularly Egypt, which is, you know, you hear a lot about Egypt, but then you never know. This is just the experience of a lifetime. I mean, I can just be happy and say I've lived a full life because I got to come here. No, honestly, because it's always a dream trip.
Absolutely. You know, I would recommend not only that they come to the motherland and Egypt, but come with a group of people that share not necessarily their experiences, but their interests, and that look like them, so that can validate, you know, that experience for them. That was important to me.
I mean, you're well informed. The emails come in to give you information, to give you everything that you need for your pre-paperwork. From start to finish, it has been beautifully organized, and I just appreciate that. And even though I'm not one to feel in danger often, but I know if you're hesitant to travel, this group would keep you safe and make you feel safe and comfortable.
I am pleased with the trip, and I would recommend others come to the trip. I would even like to come again to miss out on the morning ones of the options I took not to do. So yeah, I would come again. I encourage you to register for any future trips that they have, and you've got some choices to come to the motherland, because you'll have a wonderful experience. You'll meet wonderful people. The staff is so helpful, so kind, and I guess embracing. It's just a wonderful feeling. It feels like family.
This is the real thing. This is legit. I would encourage anybody and everybody to come try this out.
Tell them to get the hesitancy, because the minute they get here, they'll understand that they made the right decision in coming to Africa, out to Egypt, you know. But they can lay that hesitancy aside and say, like I said, come on to Africa. And I'm at this age, and if they're senior citizens, if a 93-year-old man can really have a beautiful time, come on, you know. I'm talking to the seniors now, my age and under, you know. Don't be afraid. They've got it here. They've got it well put together, and you'll enjoy every minute you'll be here in Egypt.
Mute. All right, there we go. All right. How did y'all enjoy that? Hopefully you got a chance to see a bit more of what the trip looks like. Sister Gwen, you got a question for me? Can you unmute? There you go.
Yes, this is Joseph Ebron. I'm Gwen Ebron's husband. Nice to see you and meet you.
Yeah, you as well, brother. How you doing?
All right. She's in another meeting with our son.
Okay.
So she has some questions, and she wants to know, do we stay on the boat going down the Nile? In other words, how long is the trip, and do we stay on the boat?
Yes, it is 3 days sailing down the Nile. We'll stop off at different ports to see different temples and different pieces of history. We actually, so to give you like the more idea of the itinerary, we'll hang out. You'll fly into Cairo. We'll hang out at Cairo. You'll go see the Great Pyramids, the Giza, and all this good stuff. Then the next day, I think it's the second day, we'll board a plane and then fly to Luxor.
Okay.
From Luxor is where we will pick up the boat and then sail from Luxor down to Aswan on a 3-day cruise. And yes, it's a cruise ship, right? So the rooms, we'll be eating. You can go up to the top deck. The videos that you saw were from the top deck. There's a pool up there. There's a bar area. There's seating area. There's lounges. It's a really nice experience. And the food is great on the boat as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Her next question is, what's the best airline to go nonstop?
I'm gonna let you talk to Sister Ashley about that. I know Egypt Air flies nonstop out of. You're gonna have to either end up in Dulles, not Dulles, yeah, maybe Dulles, but Washington D.C., that area of one of those airports, and or New York, right? So I don't get me lying on if it's JFK or LaGuardia, but I know in particular Egypt Air is literally they're constantly flying nonstop over there. I believe Delta has some flights that are nonstop or Delta in their affiliates. I'm always looking for a Delta flight, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I believe Air Canada may, but you definitely have some options for sure.
Okay. And what's the best one nonstop? Did you answer that? Nonstop.
I don't know if I can tell you the best one, right? Because flying is such a preference thing. But I know I've flown Egypt Air nonstop, and I've also flown to Egypt with a stop in Germany or somewhere, and neither one was terrible. But I definitely understand one desiring a nonstop flight. Yeah, but I don't think you can go wrong. It's just, do you got airline points with Delta, or are you just searching for the best price? But it shouldn't be too tough to discern which one that you want to go with.
And I think her last question would be, and you kind of said that you need travel insurance with medical. What's a good company to go with medical and with medical included in your travel?
Yeah.
Insurance company.
Ashley, can you drop that link? I know at some point she typically drops the link because people wants to know. We're not an insurance company. We don't make a referral or anything on the insurance. So I want to make sure I say that. But I use a company called Allianz Travel. I actually have yearly travel insurance with them. But once she gets it together, Sister Ashley will drop the link down there. But there you go. Right. So yeah, you get Allianz, that's Allianz Life, then Allianz Travel. You'll click the link for their travel insurance, and you can get there.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate your efforts on your behalf.
Yeah, no problem, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Look, and welcome to Egypt, right? Let's have a good experience. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. See, someone says, I am going. That was a really good video. Gave you a really good insight into it, right? A lot of interesting information. You got a good overview or got to see a good overview of what we're doing. No camera in King Tut's tomb. Person I know went with a camera. Audrey, I wouldn't say that. I got you. You seen King Tut. If you paying attention to the video, if y'all caught it when we went into the tombs, I was talking about the Valley of the Kings. That's where we were at. And the mummy that you saw laying there was literally King Tut. That was him. I got the pictures with him, the selfie, me and the king doing our thing. But yeah, so it's still working, right? At least I believe so, right? So yeah, so I would definitely say take your pictures, man. Get your pictures, have this experience. It is overwhelmingly amazing when you get in there. There's an option to do a hot air balloon ride over the Valley of the Kings, right? So we get up. You remember the young lady that was cruising down the Nile and she said, I wouldn't mind going back to take advantage of some of those options. I skipped early morning. One of the early morning options is getting up to go take the hot air balloon ride over the Valley of the Kings. I'm talking about we're up early so that when you're in the hot air balloon ride, the sun is rising. So as you get to see the sunrise over the Valley of the Kings, it is spectacular. We didn't get to do it on, was it this trip? Oh, we did do it on this trip. Oh, we got to weave in some of that video. I know the next time I went with my wife and she wasn't able to have that experience. It was too windy. You can't get up in no hot air balloon with no wind, right? So safety first. But we get up and you're over there and you get to see the whole valley and where the tombs are and all of this stuff. And we're talking you through it. But then we land, cross the river, and go into the Valley of the Kings direct. It's a great way to see it from the aerial view and then to get down into it. I love it. It's definitely a priceless experience. All right, I wasn't sharing my screen. There we go. All right, so how much is a trip like this worth, right? The truth of the matter is this is a priceless experience, particularly if you've been desiring to travel and have this experience yourself. You really can't put a number on it, but I know you want me to, right? So let me bring that up. I can't get to what I'm looking for. There we go. All right, so here are the numbers, right? So it is, for double occupancy, it is $51.35 per person. Single occupancy is $58.45 per person. And then children discount, 40% off for children ages 5 to 11. Children under the age 5 while traveling are free, right? But we don't have there's no babysitter, there's none of that, right? So they will be your responsibility. But it's $32.41. The deposit down is just needed to lock in your spot is $199. But again, $51.35 double occupancy, $58.45 single occupancy, $32.41 for the children's discount. Now, here's the thing. Wrong screen. What was I?
Well, good evening, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Good evening, and welcome to Egypt. How are you doing? Good.
All right, there we go. So I must not have been on this screen. What do y'all see? Let me bring up what y'all see. All right, priceless, right, there we go. All right, so here are the numbers, right? Okay, so now you should be able to see the numbers, right? There we go. All right, so $51.35 double occupancy, $58.45 single occupancy, $32.41 for the children's discount. Again, $199 down is what it takes to lock in your pricing or lock in your space. This is for 2025. Now, here's the catch. Prices going up in 2026, right? This is stuff that we can't control. Y'all know the price of life is going up, right? So the hotels are more, everything that you're encountering the entire experience, they're just charging us more on the other end. So in 2026, the price would be $59.99 for double occupancy, $67.99 for single occupancy, and $35.99 for the children's discount. Again, with just $199 down. We have 2 spots open, or 2 trips open, right? One in 2025 for October that Sister Gwen is going on, and then one in March of 2026, but the pricing will go up, right? Again, It's going up roughly $800, right? $850. So it's just something to think about. If you're interested in traveling with us, you can click the link in the comments below, sankofaexperiences.com/travel Egypt. This could be you. This could be you outside of the Great Pyramids getting ready to have that adventure. They are much larger than any pictures or video can actually show. It is a spectacular thing. And I am always interested in the theories on how did they get them built. And once you find out where the stones actually come from in the continent, in the country, the plot just thickens more and more, right? It's really an unbelievable story. So one that you should experience. Like we always say, the only thing that's missing is you. Here are those official dates. Sister Gwen mentioned the one that she'll be on October 25th through November 2nd, 2025, March 14th through March 22nd, 2026. Those are our dates that we have locked in. Again, the price in 2026 is a bit higher. That is just the price of life happening to us. But why you should join us on the Sankofa experience? You get to travel with other Black people. You get to experience the motherland from an Afrocentric focus. Travel in safety with experienced, trusted operators, guides, and staff. Connect with your history. See what the world has to offer outside the United States now more than ever. Experience the culture like nothing you've ever experienced before, but also feel like you just came home. Find a new family. Our previous guests have created bonds of a lifetime. It's interesting going through this experience and the people that you get acquainted with, right? And like the sister said in the video, traveling with like-minded people. I feel like that is really, really important. And we do a good job here, Urban Intellectuals, of attracting the right people, I like to say. This isn't for you if you're not ready to check that off of your bucket list, right? This isn't for you if you're not interested in connecting with a deeper history, one that's very, very old, right? Very, very nuanced and very, very special. This probably isn't the thing for you, but this is for you. If you're ready to have this experience, if you're ready to see King Tut, if you're ready to cruise down the Nile, if you're ready to go to Abu Simbel, if you're ready to go to the Great Pyramids, right, and see the city of Luxor, which is interesting, right? Luxor is an Arabian, is it Arabian word? Don't get me wrong. Arab word, right? That means palace, right? So this place, the whole place was so spectacular, they thought it all was a palace. So that's why they call it Luxor. That's one of the facts I remember from the tour. But if all this did was gave you an opportunity to get away, would it be worth it, right? If all it did was gave you an opportunity to check some off your bucket list, right? Rather than everybody else's bucket list, would it be worth it? And all it's going to take you is $199 to lock in your spot. We are going October 25th through November the 2nd of 2025, or March 14th through March 22nd of 2026. Again, the pricing for the 2025 trip, this is here in October, is $51.35 per person, or single occupancy is $58.45, and the children's 40% off discount is $32.41. All meals are included. You just cover your drinks, and the deposit is just $199, which makes Egypt special. This is like one of the only trips that all of the meals are included. Right, so everything, you don't have to worry about it. You just got to bring your appetite and come on in and enjoy. Vegetarians, vegans, you will be well fed. We get a questionnaire, ask you all of these questions leading up, dietary restrictions, whatever it is that we might need to know. There's definitely some information that you have to share with us, and we want to make sure that you have the best experience. So come on now, take action and join us in Egypt. This year in 2025, in October or March of 2026, again, it is just $51.35 for double occupancy, $58.45 for single occupancy, at $32.41. Children's discount just requires $199 down in your deposit, and you can click the link, Sankofa Experiences.com/travel Egypt. There we go. I'm going to get it out. But again, if you don't want to pay the extra fee, you don't want to wait to 2026, jump in on this 2025, because in 2026 it's $59.99, $67.99, and $35.99 moving into the new year. So again, deposit's only $199. Here, you can go ahead and raise your Zoom hand if you have any specific questions for me. Here are some of the more common questions. I'll go ahead and answer some of those. Do we pair guests? No, we don't, right? But you can request a roommate from the other travelers in the group, or you can add a friend later, right? So you go ahead and sign up to make sure you lock in your spot and your price. Then you can add a friend to your room later if you talk to one of your friends later and they decide to come. Can non-American citizens join? Yes, we've had people from all over the globe. How much money will you need on the trip? $300 to $500 is like ultra conservative. If you know you're a spender, you know you're going to need more like $700 to $1,000 to have on there. There'll be ample opportunity to do shopping. Yes. And I got to say, watch yourself, because I got into Egypt and lost my mind. And just bought entirely too much. I love it though. Beautiful decor for the home. I got wall art pieces. I got stuff around here that I'm really proud of. But you can bring a charge card. We recommend charge cards and not your debit card. But we'll let you know where you can use those and what facilities, right? So you can make sure that you're safe. You can always use it at the hotels. Don't worry about that. Is travel insurance automatically included? It's not, but again, we recommend cancel anytime insurance with medical as soon as you book. The sooner the better, but you should be fine. Next, I thought I had another. There we go. Are the trips child friendly? Yes, they are. Are the children discount? We talked about it, 40% for children ages 5 to 11 during the trip. Are these trips adult friendly? Yes, they are. Are they senior friendly? Absolutely. You saw my dad talking about, talking to his people in and around 90 something years old. Don't worry about it. Come on and have this experience. One story from the trip, we were cruising down the Nile and Dad was talking to these sisters. Two sisters were on the trip and they mentioned that they were 74 and 72 years old. And he said, "Oh, young woman." Right? Or young women, right? And so I love to tell that story because it's always a reminder that it's perspective. Who are you talking to, right? Because he gets to talking about, oh, you should have seen me 20 years ago, right? Like, now that he's 95, right? Okay, so where am I at? I'm just talking. Is there a lot of physical movement? There is, right? There is some movement to get around the temples and the museums so that you can see all of the information. Is international airfare included? It's not. What languages do they speak? They speak English, so that you won't have any problem communicating with anyone. All right, I'm wondering, do you have any questions for me?
Calls me and
All right, anybody got any questions? Did I see something down in the comments? My daughter and I easily spent $1,000 in Ghana. Yeah, if you're a shopper, if you know you're a shopper, now just bring you a little extra cash. The thing about it is you don't have to exchange it all, right? So you can exchange it in pieces, you can exchange it in parts. So I tend to do about $300 at a time, just so I have some spending money on hand just in case. And then if I need more, I'll get more. Okay, Rhonda, please go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, so what is the accessibility like going into the pyramids?
Can you elaborate a little bit? You're just saying, like, how easy is it to get in there? Is that?
Yes, if someone has limited mobility, are there any elevators or is it just steps or ramps?
Yeah, nah, there's no elevators. There's just so you could it's easy to get up to the door. It's easier, right? Okay, one, let me back up. I don't know how limited the mobility is, but from the bus to the pyramid is a decent walk. And there is a slight incline going up. So something to consider and think about. Then when you get to the pyramids, of course, we'll take pictures out front and all of that. And it's just massive. Um, Going inside, right? This is I'm talking about the Great Pyramids of Giza, right? I'm talking about those super big ones, right? There is that stairs or a rampway? But I know like the door is on like the second level to like get on the inside. It's on the second level to get up there and look in. And then you got an opportunity to decide if you want to venture in to the chamber or to just go down, take some pictures from up there and then go down. Now, I will tell you, going into the Great Pyramid of Giza and getting into the interior, I want to say cell, but just room to get in there is tough. That's a tough trek. And it's one is because it's hot. Two is because the space and the chute is really, really narrow. So you're like bent over, walking at like a 45-degree angle in like a chute. There's like slats that you can hold your feet on. It isn't very wide, and people are coming down as you're going up. And then there are some areas where you got to crawl like. So it's going inside of the Great Pyramid is a challenge. Some of our 70 and 80-year-olds took it on, a piece at a time. But you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that experience. The rest of the experiences aren't as grueling as going inside the Great Pyramids of Giza. Hopefully I answered your question.
Yes, and I guess the other question then I guess outside of that area, is there anywhere that's wheelchair accessible?
Oh yeah. You'll basically be able to go everywhere. I don't know if you noticed, like we were going through some of the spots. My dad was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was in a wheelchair, and then someone push you around and all of that good stuff. But yeah, other than the Great Pyramids going inside, everything else should be pretty much accessible. I'm doing that, just trying to make sure. Yeah.
Well, that's good enough for me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So yeah, and then most of the rest of them are flat, and you don't gotta go and do no crazy climbing. That's just that one experience. It's an experience, I'll tell you that, but it's definitely difficult to get up in the inside there. All right. But yeah, but to get up and around it and take the pictures and see it, and the awe-inspiring. Oh, and then the Sphinx, right? You get to see that, and we'll go all down up in there as well. Yeah, that's good. All right. Any other questions for me? Or any other thoughts? Erica says she's spending. All right. There we go. All right. So again, the dates, October 25th, November the 2nd, 2025 is a little bit more affordable than March 14th of 2026 March 14th through the 22nd of 2026. But both of the dates are open and available. It's just $199 down to lock in your spot. Let's see what Miss Ann has to tell us.
Okay, it's Elizabeth Ann Hagan Grigsby, but everyone calls me Ann. I'm 72 years old, blessed to be. It's a real opportunity, the opportunity of a lifetime to be here on my first trip to Africa. My very first. I sincerely hope it will not be my last, because this experience with urban intellectuals has been phenomenal. It's an amazing opportunity, but I realized that for me to fully participate and be able to walk and do all of the walking and visit all of the pyramids and to visit the temples, I would have to be physically in better shape than I was. So I lost 32 pounds after I signed up. I started walking every day. My lab tests are phenomenal. My doctors at the lab actually wrote handwritten notes on it and said, "Girl, what are you doing? How do you do this?" What's happening? It's better than it's ever been. We are so proud of you. Keep it up. It made me feel I'm not only competent to do this, but that I can do this. So I know that I can, and I have. I've walked all the way to the top of the pyramids and inside at Giza and the Great Pyramid, which was a challenge. You did have to walk uphill and bend over like this all part of the way, but it was worth it to say that I actually did that. You know, walking these distances is not an easy challenge, but if you prepare your body and prepare your mind and your spirit wants you to do it, don't miss out on this kind of opportunity for yourself. It will change your life in ways you never expected.
Yeah, I'm glad Miss Ann said it, right? She talked about it, bent over, but she did it, right? She did it. So we love her tenacity and her commitment to this experience. But yeah, that is the Egypt experience. Who is ready to travel with us? You can click the link and lock in your spot, whether you're going in October or you're going in March. But I'm here to answer any of the questions. This is inside of Abu Simbel. There is just, it is hard to explain any of the pictures or videos that you've seen, because there's just so much history and so much that goes along with every image that you saw. It's just one that you really need to get here and experience for yourself. So who is going with Sister Gwen in October? Definitely let us know, but you can go ahead and click the link, sankofaexperiences.com/travel Egypt. We are going from October 25th to November 2nd, 2025, March 14th through the 22nd, 2026. Again, prices go up for that 2026 trip. So if you're interested in locking it in, let's jump on the October trip and get there for this experience. All right, are there any questions for me? Don't y'all be shy now. Y'all know I ain't shy, so just let me know if you have any questions or any thoughts. I am good. Are you eyeballing one particular trip over the next? What are your thoughts? Where are we at as a group? Y'all mulling it over, you're thinking about it. Let me drop if you have any questions once we get out of here, support@urban.com. You can always shoot an email there. All right. Jarman says he's looking at 2026. Excellent. All right. March 14th through 26 to the 22nd. I don't want to get that out for some reason. Can't even believe it. It's like it almost feels like 2026 is almost here already, right? Like, man, I don't. It's been a long year, right? Y'all president been acting wild, so he's got us experience in a long year in 4 months, 3 months actually. Go ahead, Sister Gwen.
Oh, yeah, I have a question. So, when I was trying to make reservations on the plane, so the airline I'm looking at, because it's nonstop out of New York, is Egypt Air, and but so the reservation I was trying to make was going to put us in Cairo at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So it said that somebody would meet us. So do people meet people that early?
Yeah. Whatever time you get in, we try to make a recommendation that you get there around noon. Just if you're aiming for something. But I literally just landed in Ethiopia at 7 a.m., right? And they're there, right? So sometimes the flights it just is what it is, right? You're trying to get the best flight for you. I like to get the places earliest as possible. Earliest possible. There we go. Just so I got a longer chance to start trying to adjust to the time zone difference. But yeah, so typically you would definitely leave the day before. So if the trip starts on October 25th, you're definitely probably going to leave on October 24th. just
Right.
because of the time difference and the shift and change. Try to pay attention to that. Try to get some sleep on the plane, right? So that when you land, you'll be more rested, right? But hopefully we can get you right into your hotel. You can freshen up, you can relax, you get a chance to hang out and sit around and kind of get your head together as they're starting to gather the other travel people. So what'll happen is, one, when we're done with this and someone signs up today, you're gonna get your culture trainings, you're gonna get emails, we're gonna have conversations and that's leading up to the trip. Hey, this is how you get your visa. This is when you need to get it. Hey, here's some packing instructions, things of that nature, and asking about, your food allergies, your food preferences, and all of that stuff. But then also your flight information, right? Obviously, tonight you won't have your flight information, but leading up to the trip, you will share your flight information with us, and that's how we'll know when to pick you up from the airport and when to take you to the airport so that you can leave out on that final day.
Okay, yeah, because I was first trying to make it on the 25th. I said, oh no, that's gonna put me there the day after. So yeah, so I was trying to work on it today, and you said that so all of the meals are included because it did just say breakfast, so all of the meals are included.
Yeah. So the other trips are typically just breakfast. Egypt is one of the trips that are all the meals.
Okay, great. All right. I think that was it. And what was the insurance company that you said to use for
Allianz Travel. That's who I use. You know how you got to be on the liability side. Like, hey, I'm just telling you who I use.
Okay.
Allianz travel insurance. I'm just looking for the link so I can just give it to you.
Okay. And that they include the medical as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so you can buy it for one trip, or you can buy it for a year or whatever, and then you'll see the varying levels that you want.
Okay.
It's not expensive, right? It's not expensive for when we're talking calamity, right? Something wrong happens, and you don't be. I don't know if y'all seen that story. There's a story of a sister that went on a cruise to like Jamaica, the DR, or something, and something happened to her, like a stomach, something. They took her to the hospital in like the DR. They charged her like $25,000, and she wasn't. They family got like the money for that was for the operation. Now the fly back was like another 20. So it's like they're just. I'm just gonna say it, right? It's like they just be taking advantage of travelers, right? So this is why the travel insurance is important. I think it's really important, right? And hopefully nothing happens, and you never have to use it. But I can tell you, I think it's $600. Went up a little bit, $600 for a year, and that's all the trips I take. So like, I'm like always going somewhere, right? Like, so all of that is covered. So one trip is a lot less affordable. I mean, a lot more affordable than that.
So does that cover like the airline had an insurance too? So should you get the airline insurance as well? Because the airline had its own insurance for your bags, or does the airline travels take care of your bags or if they're stolen or lost?
I want to say yes. Just read the little options in there, but I want to say that that includes your flight as well.
Okay.
You got me want to like dig now. I'm like, man, I got to dig through my right. But you definitely want that cancel anytime because we just don't know what's going to happen, right? So you just grab that. I'm almost certain that the flight is included. I'm almost certain. Just read it. Let me err on that.
Okay, so I'll read that before I finalize.
I will say if you purchase your airline ticket on your credit card, then typically the credit card. I know with Amex, the credit card insurance covers that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So so we have to look at that. All right.
Yeah, take a look at that.
All right. Thanks so much. All righty.
No problem, no problem. Oh, and check the link I dropped. It's Allianz travel insurance, but
Okay.
I
You
dropped it
dropped
in
in the
there.
chat. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem, no problem. I love it. I love it. She's excited, y'all. This is great. This is gonna be great. I need all them pictures and all them stories. And I want to hear the conversations between you and Prince and the Egyptologist there. Like I want to hear it all. It's gonna be good. I love it. I love it. That's gonna be exciting though. All right. Anybody else got any questions for me? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right. I saw oh, brother, that's right. You are coming to Brazil, right? All right. So we're going to Brazil in September 2025. This is our first trip there as a group. So I'm super excited about that one as well. That's going to be a great trip, brother. All right. So that's, and then I see Audrey's looking at 2026. Excellent. Thank you, Rhonda, for the kind words. I appreciate that. All right. Who has a question for me? Anybody got anything for me? Yeah, you're gonna enjoy this trip. I want you to know we do a good job organizing the trip, right? As the sister talked about, the execution of the trip is good. There are some early mornings. Let me talk a little bit about that. Go ahead, Gwen. Let me answer your question for you.
Okay. Just one other question. Oh, wait a minute. In a minute. Hold on one second. It was a question about go ahead and talk and I'll
Okay.
it went off my mind.
I know, hey, I just did that earlier I had a thought by the time it came out my mouth, it was gone, right? Like just gone, like, oh, it'll come back. It'll circle back. Look, now I was about to say something. Oh, there's some early mornings on this trip, right? I mentioned the hot air balloon ride, but a lot of times to get up and go to the temples, we get up early. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 in the morning. And the reasoning is we want to be there when the temples open because it's less traffic, right? And like as we start to go through the temples and then like we're finishing and we're walking out, you're going to see the traffic and how crowded these places get. And it's just a better experience when you're there before everybody gets there. Because one, you can see everything. Two, you can actually hear your tour guide. You're with your people. You can get your pictures, right? It ain't just a whole bunch of people in the background. If you think about like one of those scenes, I'm like walking through, we were in Luxor, Edfu. We were in Edfu Temple. I'm walking through and you could see like some activity behind me. That was like later in the morning, right? So we typically get there when there's even less people there. But when we're walking out, I mean, you're like this, like, excuse me, like I can't even imagine the experience that way. All right, Alicia.
Yes. My question is that I want to go in October, but I don't want to go by myself. So I haven't talked to people to see who might want to go. So I just put my deposit down now and they can follow later, or how many slots are left, or is there amount of slots that will be left?
Yeah, we typically cap the trip. I think we are open. I don't want to quote a number. I don't know exactly where I'm at. I don't know if Ashley has that offhand, but I think we're fine. You should be able to add another person. We had 40 on the trip that you saw in the thing. This group won't be that big, right? No. So we have capacity, so don't worry about that. But yes, you can drop your 199 down and then you can add them later if they decide to come. But I can tell you this, we get a lot of solo travelers that come for the first time traveling solo, a little bit nervous and apprehensive. But when you get there and you start to meet the other travelers, you're going to instantly find some friends and not feel alone. But our team won't let you feel alone anyway, right? Nobody's going to leave you. Yeah,
I didn't think so.
You're never going to be by yourself, right? And even if you decide, I know sometimes they don't want to. We might be at the temple. You might be tired, right? Like, you know what? I'm gonna sit at this cafe. I'm gonna catch y'all on the way back, right? And then somebody will sit with you, right? We're never gonna leave you alone out in there. So keep that in mind. And I would say open up, be a little brave and come on out and have this experience. But you're definitely gonna meet some wonderful people. Sister Gwen gonna be there, so y'all unofficially met, right? But she is one of our world changers inside of the program, so you're gonna be there in excellent hands. And she not even working. I know I did, Gwen. I know you're gonna be. I know you. I know. I just want to see you all wrapped up in this one. So don't be surprised if I pull up on y'all, because I want to see your reactions there. I know how you feel about this place, so this is exciting. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm excited.
Did I get everything?
Yes, I'm excited about doing it. I'm just gonna go ahead, and if no one goes with me, hello everybody. I'm gonna be putting on my social, butterfly quote unquote, and get out there and just meet people.
There you go.
Because it's very interesting. I'm a African American buff. When it comes to African American history, on Facebook, I do something every day of the whole month on different people that people did not know, and they commended me for it. So, and then in my church, I do it every month for the children during Black History Month, and then I do it for the adults. So I want to expand my horizons to say now I'm traveling that road that I wanted to always travel.
Oh, this is good. This is beautiful. You definitely got to meet Sister Gwen. So this is the trip for you for sure. The stars are aligning, right? Just for this one, right? So I know, Gwen, that got you excited. We love it, especially when you're teaching the children, right?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
They truly enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and now you're going to go back to your pictures and videos and these conversations. And I always tell people, this is a trip for you. You got to have this experience. But you are about to open up so many people's worlds. Because now I'm gonna tell you now, they're gonna be like, you going to Africa? Like, hey, you better be careful.
Right. I've gotten that before.
As if you better not be careful over here in the United States, right?
Absolutely.
So it's interesting. So you're really gonna change a lot of people. So
good.
Kudos to you, sister. Welcome to Egypt. All right. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Kenneth, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going. I'm going to get some my money now.
I love it. I love it. All right. All right. Thank you. Welcome to Egypt. All right. Gwen, I got Patricia before you. Let me let her in. All right, Sister Patricia, what say you?
Hi. So I had to get off. I had another meeting. I just wanted to know, so where is the trip to, and how much is it, and just the brief, because I know I'll probably discuss some of the trip.
Yeah,
when I was on.
what I'm gonna do is, Ian, are you on here? I saw you earlier. Or Sister Ashley, can you run through our YouTube and grab that full video link? I think we uploaded it to YouTube like a while ago, right? So if you could grab that link, maybe we could share that so you can see all of that stuff.
Okay.
Sister Patricia, so we're gonna drop that down there, but I'm going to I'll circle up and bring back up some of the key details just so you can see that. But we're talking about going to Egypt, but give us one moment on the rest of that.
Okay.
All right, Sister Gwen, what say you?
Okay, I two more questions, because I have some of my students from the church. They're going with somebody else, and we were all saying we should have coordinated this a little better because they could have come with us, but they're going with somebody else. But they were concerned. I think I typed this to you, but they were concerned about safety and the embassy. Do people know? Or is that in the instructions about where the embassy is? God forbid, this world is we just don't know. So just to have everything in our heads and minds, do we have information about embassy, if we would have to get there, and just if you could elaborate on the safety, because you did say what the safety was.
That's good. Those are good questions, and that's a good suggestion. Sister Ashley, I'm thinking we should add that to the follow-up sequence, right? On every trip, right? They always tell our travelers where the embassy is. It's interesting because I always look myself, right? Like whenever I go find out how close am I to it? Where am I to it in relation, just in case? And I can tell you, generally, we typically stay around the embassy, right? So while we're in Luxor, we're going to be relatively close, not like next door close, but close enough that you can get there. Now, what I don't know is as we go down the Nile, are there more embassies or more opportunities to get there? So that's something to consider as we move around. I didn't even think about that. Once I figure out where the embassy is, I'm like, I know where I gotta go. So it is something to think about. But as far as safety, how I put it is the number one industry in Egypt is tourism. So the safety levels are heightened over there. The security procedures are heightened just so that the tourists are always safe. Like when COVID almost caved in the whole country, right? Because they literally depend on this money. So like literally during the trip, like we'll have armed guards with us, right? Like, yeah, I mean, but this is provided by the Egyptian government because they not playing about safety for the tourists, right? So like everywhere we go around on the trip, that's available. You're not gonna feel any of the danger. You're gonna feel folks trying to sell you something. you're gonna feel that, but you won't feel no danger, right? Because it's like they all get it, right? If you mess it up and then people start going home saying, man, don't go there, it's gonna ruin the economy for everyone. And they love you Americans, let me tell you, because you're used to tipping. And like, tipping isn't a thing around the world, right? I'm not telling you don't tip, right? I tip when I go anyway. I mean, I figure I do it here, why not do it there, right? But so they love us, right? They definitely love us because they know you're gonna end up tipping, right? That's just in our culture. So yeah, so I think it's important to know that the government is on heightened alert about making sure that you feel comfortable. The people get it at a local level. Our staff is always diligent about that. And man, this brother Prince, I swear he knows everybody over there. So like this guy, I done seen him climb over tables to make sure in the airport that our group don't get split up and safety. And he's like, oh, I know all the people here or whatever. I'm like, all right, man, like, because if you go to jail, I ain't coming to get you, right? Like this, right? But it's a good experience. It's a good experience overall. You're definitely in good hands. I can tell you, and that was our first trip in 2022, right? We've literally taken many trips back. So it's a well-oiled machine there in Egypt. You're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, I love it. We got good questions here, right? You're taking care. I'm sure somebody else got some of them questions, but Sister Gwen is firing them off. So, all right, any other questions for me? Oh, Patricia, I didn't get let me see if I can find this. I think I called it how do I search my channel? All right, I'm gonna try to find it, but let me bring up some of the specs again so that you can see that. At least you can see that, right? So we're talking about going to Egypt. Oh, I think I had a quick Egypt video. Oh, I don't know where it's at. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm talking about going to Egypt. Here we go. In 2025 and 2026, right? So 2025 is 5135 per person for single occupancy, is 5845 for single, 3241 for children ages 5 to 11. $199 down is all that it takes to put down. But in 2026, prices go up, right? So the cost of travel and everything Something's wrong with the screen again. I'm not sure what I'm clicking. Oh, okay. I see what I'm doing. I'm not clicking. That's what that was. All right, y'all should be good now, right? So 2025, 5135 per person, 48, 58, 45 for single occupancy, 3241 for children's discount ages 5 to 11, $199 now, but in 2026, the prices go up. So it's $59.99 single occupancy, $67.99, and then $35.99. For double occupancy, this includes all meals. So all meals are included in this. You just pay for your drinks and any gratuity that you want to give out. That's fine. So Africa is here waiting for you, waiting to have this experience. These are our dates, Miss Patricia, October 25th through November 2nd, 2025, and then March 14th through the 22nd, 2026. All right, I forgot, right? Get the four-wheel outside of the Great Pyramids. I'm there in February. It's a little bit more chilly in the evenings in February. All right, so that's some of our experiences. I went through that. All right, $199 to lock in your spot, $51.35, $58.45, and $32.41. Again, you can go ahead and sign up, and then you can add someone to your room later. We'll be fine on that. That's awesome, Miss Brown. Love that. All right, yeah, Jeremy, we're gonna have a good time. There we go. We got that link. All right, I'm gonna make a quick attempt. I don't know how to search though. There we go. Let's see if I can do that'll work. Photos. All right, I got something on Egypt. I don't quite see our we got an info session. No. I can't find the whole thing. I can give you a little bit of this.
Something bigger than that, something earlier than that. And we've seen that here in Egypt. All right, good morning, people. We are in the city of Edfu.
Oh, yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Edfu Temple, right? It was real important to us that they could connect to something bigger than that, something earlier than that. And we've seen that here in Egypt.
All right, good morning, people. We are in the city of Edfu this morning at the Edfu Temple, right? You can see how it looks here on the wall and kind of see the size and the scope of what we're experiencing this morning. And I know you're seeing it on the pictures, you're seeing it on the videos that we're sharing, but really everything pales in comparison to what you're experiencing when you're there in person, right? Seeing it in person is much different, like the size, the scope, the level of detail, the impact, the feeling, the emotions really come out of you when you're here. You see a lot of people are starting to show up this morning because the information is so powerful and so interesting that you just got to be here, right, to check it out. Again, the size and the scope of what we're experiencing is really something else. The only thing that's missing here is you. You should join us on our Urban Intellectuals Travel movement.
Yeah, so it's much more of that on our YouTube channel. I thought we had the whole video up there. We're in Egypt. So we'll be flying into Cairo. So we're going to hang out a couple of days in Cairo. Then we'll fly down to the center of the country, which is Luxor. And then from Luxor, we'll take a 3-day cruise down to Aswan and have an experience out that way. Then we'll fly back up to Cairo and finish up the trip. And then you'll be able to fly out from there. So you'll fly into and out of Cairo, Egypt. That's at the top, but then the next main port again is Luxor, which is in the middle. And as we cruise down the Nile, we'll be stopping off at different places, having different experiences and ending in Aswan. So when you get to Aswan, that is where you're going to see all of the melanated folks, right? The further north you go, the more Arab it is. It just kind of is what it is, right? You'll get the whole story when you get there. But when you get down, this is where the Aswan is where the Nubians are, right? So you will see, right? There's some good things to see when you go down there, and some really, really good food as well. So you're going to get a little bit of everything. Black folks put their foot in everything, uh, everything, right? So you're definitely going to enjoy it. All right. Any final questions for me tonight? Are we all good? Are we just waiting around, ready to be quiet? You can go ahead and sign up and lock in your Egypt experience. Again, it's just going to be $199 for you to go. If you're interested in October, it's going to be a little bit more affordable than March of 2026. So those are your options for now, October 25th to November the 2nd, and 2025, March 14th through the 22nd, 2026. That is good. Sister Ashley, am I good? Did I miss anything? Do I need to add anything? And Miss Patricia, I'm trying to think of a way I can show you this video or leave you with the video so you have an opportunity. I believe we'll be sending out a replay. Is that correct, Ashley? I believe we're sending out a replay in the morning. But I might be able to share this video link with you. 1 second. Anyone in this room? Anybody should be able to see it. URL. Link to access. So does that mean anyone in this group? I used to know how to make it so anybody could see this. I'm not really sure if you can see this. You should be able to see this. It's not really working out for me. Okay, good. All right. Miss Patricia, ignore my link. Sister Ashley will be sending out the replay in the morning, so you'll have access to the entire presentation. You'll get to see everything. Good. All right. And then if you have any questions, you can always email supports@urbanintellectuals.com. Right. And you can share it with others. Right. And then, Miss Alicia, you can use that, to show your friends and family as well. Maybe you get someone to come, but Sister Gwen going to be there. She ready for you. Y'all going to be birds of a feather anyway. So I think that's going to be great. Yeah, Sister Gwen, take care of her when she gets there. That'll be good. So, okay. All right. So for Sister Ashley, who is our travel coordinator, by the way, whenever you email or send out anything, she will likely be the one to respond to you. And Sister Gwen, if you need to speak with her, you can always reach out to support at Urban, or you can reach out to Tamiko. She'll connect y'all. And you know how that go. And Sister Ashley is always there. So if you shoot that email to support, I put Urban Intellectuals. You can shoot it there too, but support at Sankofa Experiences. I'm trying to keep it straight so y'all. Experiences. There you go. Either one of them works. It's going to end up with Sister Ashley anyway, but she'll follow up with y'all if there are any additional questions. And if need to reach me, she'll do that as well. So I appreciate y'all spending some time with us this evening. Welcome to Kemet, right? Hotep, as they all say. I appreciate y'all spending some time with me. Hopefully you decided to join us on this trip. Jarman, I'll see you in Brazil in September. That's going to be a beautiful experience as well. And Gwen, don't count me out of October just yet, right? Definitely count me in on Philly. I'm going to get there. If not this year, definitely. Yeah, let's call it this year. Why not? I like Philadelphia. So I want to do it anyway. But that's good. So I appreciate all of y'all for being here and considering joining us. Hopefully you decide to go ahead and take the leap of faith and come on and enjoy and engage us on the motherland. But until next time, good people, love, peace, and power to the people. Right. Hotep, everybody. Good evening. Yes. All right. All right. See y'all in Egypt.